work. Very often what we see Draven at his best is these games where you're finding a ton of kills, you're snowballing, short-range champions that you can just completely abuse, but if he's not the one that gets ahead, if he's not the one that snowballs, he's kind of, you know, he's a passenger, I think, for the rest of the team comp.
We'll see what then for the Void Grubbers when they spawn in just a minute and a half.
And Fnatic conceding some of the power that the Kalista can bring in the 2v2 to get those favorable lanes to make sure that Oscar can participate at the very least in this early game, potentially catch out Connie here. The flash is down, lockup is there, nice thundering blow back. The aftershock just makes him too damn tanky.
Up their difference, but and yeah, going to be KC able to pick up both objectives this early.
One thing to highlight is, in the context of all these swaps, KC up in objectives, as you mentioned, Fnatic have done what they can to mitigate the Jace having a monstrous you expect in a game with a Pantheon Kalista Rel. Hasn't been there, although as I say that, Kana stunned, waiting to get close enough so the Thundering Blow can't knock him away. Mickey now going to follow. Kana should just die here. Mickey quick to tank. Reset is there from Upset if he needs it. He does. That's first blood, right? But they've given a lot of objectives to get it, and if Humanoid goes down here, oh, Severed Bolt flash in, Q! Can't flash that auto, baby! Different pace of game. I don't know if there's some jitters or some overcommitment to lane swaps, or maybe they just had to wait for Vladdy to back in a bad time. Vladdy, you're gonna die here. Upset, though, might be in trouble as well. Wukong all to follow. Razorp on the way in, but it looks like Kalista should go down. Knockup is there, not enough to stop the second proc of the Cyclone. Now it's Mickey following as well. Every time Fnatic get a little something, KC just take her.
Now we're getting to the very tense stages when you play Draven. Because if Draven dies...
All right. Slight delay on the first item spike for lethality. We'll see if it pays off, if it gets him that payday faster.
Mickey is on the wrong side of the map.
He caught. Yike to follow. Mickey can't hit anyone or he'll take tower aggro, so it's just wandering out, waiting to mount, and that's the cash out! Just a huge bag of...
They're now 1.5k gold ahead.
And really credit to KC. Again, Fnatic swapped so many times to disrupt their laning strategy, and they were successful. But KC still got objectives, and now KC have cashed out the Draven, everything you could ever want. And you said it, Jack. Well, we'll see if Vladdy can make it out of this exchange. Looks like Gravfield not quite fast enough with the Chaos Storm, excuse me. Follow up there, and now it looks like Humanoid just going to fall. Another TP in. TP going to be matched by KC. It's starting to fall apart for the side of Fnatic.
They've definitely set KC up for success there. We'll see this Drake contest, but Tarmas on the wrong side of the wall.
Hasn't procced Aftershock, so he's just going to get one popped here. Beautifully layered CC. If he hit any
nervousness or just trying to go for a little bit too much, but both teams are eager to pounce, and Kalista's far up
on the way in. Kalista locked up. That's going to be big money over to the side of Upset. Now they're trying to keep the fight going. Spyline to spare out, but Rattler's not going to take a whole hell of a lot of damage. Mount up into the Herald from behind, ramming into Humanoid, getting the ulti down as well. Stylings gets the reset. He might look for one more, flashing out. Yike! Playing like a team.
Overextended in mid. You never saw Fnatic showing the bot wave, but still tried to make the play on Upset. But now, here we go.
Again, Mickey making his way out there. Now it looks like it's Targamas who's overextended. Vladdy does decent damage, but not enough to tear through Upset's health bar. Razor chasing, that's one down. Upset stepping.
Immediately, Mickey and Razor are able to collapse. Although Humanoid here definitely went too far, but now topside. Wait, what?
Oscar going in. Kana now running, trying to get the extra movement speed. One more auto. Q flash forward, a little bit more damage. Oscar desperate to finish the kill. Yike on the way, going to be forced back.
Bob's pet still. They're dropping it.
They're just maybe a cheeky shot blast over the wall. Maybe see if anyone wanders a bit too far.
No way. Oh! He got there somewhere who was delighted that there's been these steals coming through.
Some absolute wacko who's like, Kana's going to steal an objective. You were right. I don't know how. Prophetic, some would say. So, I was going to say all these things about Soul Point. Kalista as an objective team. They catch, but Targamas still a good buffer.
Very deep here. Yike is behind.
Yike with a follow-up, and this is where Kalista just gets a free auto. That is a terrifying Draven. Upset is dead. Mickey will scoot his way out of Upset's body to find a way back under the tower. Excellent pick from KC.
Fnatic didn't need to try and force it, though. You had everyone on reset, and now maybe more.
Oscar on the way in, I think, just to try and delete the wave. There's no hope really here of taking the fight, just trying to get them out. Mickey will fall to Vladdy, but now KC want more. Kana is out for blood. He took an objective. He wants to take their lives. Knocked back with a Thundering Blow. Taking his sweet time in the mid lane, baby. The montage does not stop. Kalista with a double in mid.
And KC are just getting absolutely everything as Fnatic are so disjointed. First Upset and Mickey trying to go for too much in enemy jungle, and then they get shut down under.
Bit of a slow coming in from Humanoid, now trying to chase extra movement speed from the form swap. There's just not an angle. That's Thornbound down.
Doing a lot of heavy lifting.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to think 80 carry propaganda right now, and you're the person who's going to shut me down. I am seeing the Wukong. Yeah.
I was going to say.
I mean, we're in Fearless, right? So if KC don't win the game where Kana gets Jace, or Fnatic don't win the game where Upset gets Kalista, that feels like a huge blow as we get deeper into the best of 5. It's Mickey. caught out. Close doing a lot of damage here. Mickey just going to get one shot. Reset now coming in. It's Yike. Once again, the monkey just keeps spinning. Oscar going to try to disengage. Looks like Yike will finally go down. Or will he? Yes. Soul Furnace going to pop, and now it's Vladdy with the perfect setup to follow through. Humanoid goes golden, but the timing will keep him standing for an extra second. Not enough for him to take down Kalist. Down he goes. Kalist unstoppable. And the game is over. It might look like there are players still alive. There might still be structures, but KC are too damn strong.
I mean, Oscar Rene does get 1,000 gold from Yike here as Targamas tries to flash over the Sinol to block his escape, but he still ends up getting out. But you see how strong Yike is on this move.
Targamas up to that top side, so kind of can get the wave as well. They're covering side lanes well, so even if Fnatic want to try and go for some sort of counter punch, it's not even there. Mickey, as much as trying to take 2v2s like that, but it's never the case again. Baron. Yeah.
Wow. Fnatic don't even walk up to contest here. As now, see them grouping up here, which is just a nice any sort of engage from Mickey. What you really want to look for when an enemy team has Nashor is when they try to play multiple lanes and they actually split up, and you can punish one of the people that are on side or the people that are not grouped. But when they're all together like this, okay, Oscar Rene tries to go.
Body block goes in from Targa. Kalist flashing out. Interrupt from Targa is also good. Ulti onto Upset, buying a bit more space. Upset's now going to be in trouble trying to zone his way back, but it's Kana on the flank. Keep your eyes on this Jace. Where does he go in? Hammer form, decent damage, knocking back Mickey. Upset forced back as well, and Yike finally going with the ulti. Good disruption coming in, but Oscar Rene cannot channel a Q. CC used beautifully to stop the Scion from getting any effect as all of Fnatic forced to retreat, likely to give up the tower, but are going to be sprinting out of base for the re-engage.
They managed to get the health bars back though, so they won't lose the inhibitor, but can they get more off the back? Mickey
by Oscar. Oscar's still pretty damn tanky, unending despair, at least healing up some of the damage, but Yike is really unconcerned. Quick use of the clone. Follow-up now from the ulti coming in from Rattler. Instant spiraling despair right as the Aegis Assault fades away, though he's going to be slowed up, and it's Kana isolated. Kana for a brief moment. Has he overstayed? Flashing out, held onto it for so long, and it's Yike going in again, finding 3 members. Kalist untouched on the backside. Mickey retreating. The Draven free to run rampant in the exchange. Upset running for his life, taking Mickey with him. KC get the exchange, losing not a single member. Oscar
down bit by bit.
Yeah, Targamas just wonderfully zoned off Upset here with the help of Vladdy, which just made it so he couldn't join his team. And with that, it's going to be the soul for KC. They're probably going to be able to break up an inhibitor here as well. Maybe they back off, but just the soul in and of itself might be what broke the camel's back.
Yeah. Fear into Oscar. Time to play side lanes here. Knock down another tier 2.
And it's a 10,000 gold lead. Ocean Soul.
Haven't covered the top side of the map. Fnatic buying time to play on these waves through top, but it still might just be a 50-50. Oscar taking a bunch of damage. Now, if they lose him, they might just lose in an instant. Fnatic forced away to try and contend in the fight as Kalist just continues to solo objective. This is a 4v5, and it might be the best fight that they get, but Oscar's already dead right as the fight is starting. Severing Bolt, not enough. The shield from the Soul Furnace keeping him standing. Yike zoned back, but he can just go in at a moment's notice. He's in the base, breaking an inhibitor. Fnatic being herded around the map.
Kalist is still on Baron. Yike isn't even there.
Yike running. Kalist wants to finish the objective, but Yike might give his life. This is big for Fnatic, a decent opportunity. Baron there, but they're going to lose at least 60 seconds because Yike isn't a part of the picture. Fair enough. Controversial press S strat. Mickey going in under the tower, full engage, but a nice peel back. They're getting deleted. Kalist catching in as Vladdy finds a perfect combo across the entire fight. Despair of Fnatic.
And you killed Kalist, but at what cost here? As KC have them routed, they're going to be able to pick off Oscar? Maybe not.
Running. Targa on the chase. Oh! Hits him with the Pengu.
And his 30-second death timers here. You have to feel that KC can just run it down.
That was heartbreaking for Upset. He flashed into the maw from Vladdy and immediately regrets his life choices. But I think that's kind of been the story a little bit for Fnatic in this one as KC look to take game number 1.
And it was a brawl. It was a well-fought game. Some mistakes coming in from both teams, but ultimately it's KC that looked a lot stronger in this game 1.
Weathered the early game storm, responded well to the swaps, got the objectives, took the fights, found better picks. KC, incredible momentum here coming out from game 1. Nearly picture-perfect performance.